David Crane is considered to be the foremost expert in international criminal law and justice. He and I are going to be meeting with senior members of the Norwegian government to see if we can move our case forward. Well, welcome to Norway.
Thank you. This is really kind of my home country. Our ancestors are from here.
Tell me, you're peeps now.
Yeah, well, I don't really call them peeps, but it's the same thought.
Well, it's good to have you on board.
Thank
Welcome
you.
home.
Thank you.
I know you've been busy setting some meetings up tomorrow. I thought it might be helpful to get together and just kind of lay out where we think we are.
We've got 2 meetings set up. One kind of from a strategic point of view, and then the afternoon meeting a little bit more specific.
Yeah, it sounds like the way that it remains open refers to that Supreme Court decision where it was defined as a threat to national security. And that's one maybe our team can just push over the edge and try to, get some sort of resolution. That may be what we hang our hat on to get this done.
I've read the Supreme Court decision. It appears that things are moving forward because this guy's notorious. He's calling for jihad. He's bad-mouthing the United States. I mean, he's in your face. I'm hiding behind the law. Come get me. I'm going to fight you the whole way. But at the end of the day, the rule of law is more powerful than the rule of the gun.
Close, Roger.
Hey, it's Adam.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
Good. I think we're making some progress here. We're trying to open up a few more meetings. We'll see how it goes. How about you?
I met with the chief judge of the National Security Court who oversaw the case, and he talked about how important it is and that this guy ought to face justice. The case really sits in this star chamber. It's a national security court, so it's pretty secretive. I'm trying to pry information out of the mukhabarat here, and it's slow going, but we're getting there.
The sense from talking to folks here within the government and some sources that the Jordanian case is just dead. My sense is that people in the Department of Immigration here, they're stating this guy's a national security risk.
Right.
And therefore they may just be pushing him out of the country based on that as opposed to...
Immigration grounds.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk a little later. Be safe.
Bye.
Our first order of business was to make sure that this person lived where we thought he did, so we could get PID, which is positive identification. It's kind of a high security front door, so I waited until someone went in, and then I followed them into the building, checked the mailboxes, found the guy's name, MKrekar. I found the door and door number matched. That's enough for me to really focus down on surveying this guy's apartment. This particular person that we're looking at, he's a prominent figure within this community here. If I misjudge the threat of the neighborhood or misjudge what's going on, people could lose their lives. So we're working on our target here in Norway, MKrekar. This guy's responsible for setting up what's classified as a terrorist organization by the U.S. and many other countries. I just need to know, is this the right place? Is this where the guy lives? So that when David and Roger do the high-level meetings, we can say, we know where this guy is, we know he's at his home, and we can either confront him or enable his arrest. Glenn is a former Navy SEAL, sniper trained.
Yeah, so these are all our choices.
He's a pilot, he's a corpsman. He comes highly recommended from people I trust in my community.
I like that little white one.
It's fairly unpretentious.
It is fairly unpretentious. It looks like a delivery vehicle.
Yeah.
Nice. It's gonna work. We need 2 cars. We want the Berlingo and the Volvo.
That one is already rental.
What about that Nissan?
The Xterra? Can we get that?
We'll grab the stuff from the hotel, and then we'll head out to the country to set it up.
Hey Glenn, it's Adam. Look, I got a call from the chief of counterterrorism up in Solomania, offering us an intel dump on Krekker. Question is from a security standpoint. He's saying they'll provide a personal security detail. Does that sound like something we ought to take to the bank?
You are going to be most likely met by like a good contingent of Talibanese guys. They will probably come heavily armed. So I imagine as far as them escorting you around Suli, they're not going to take any chances. Like I said, I have people in town. So, you know, if the hairs on the back of your neck start standing up in any way, shape, or form, please call me. Travel safe. Look forward to seeing you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I'm on my way to Kurdistan, the north of Iraq, which is where Eric Campbell narrowly survived a suicide bombing carried out by MKrekar's group, Ansar al-Islam. The Iraqis insist they have an ironclad case against Krekker, and they want to walk me through it. This could be the evidence the Norwegians need to finally bring him to justice.
It's a really crowded city, so it's going to be better for us to head right outside of the city limits. There's a country area that we can blend in a little bit more.
We're addressing the vehicles with some limo tint because you can film through it better. See me at all? I mean, I can see you, but not well.
This is the first target where I'm going against someone who was actively engaged in the direct opposition of what I was doing while I was in the military. I take that very personally, and I'd like to at least sit down with this guy and talk to him, whether it's a confrontation on the street or whether we're able to get authorities involved.
In a really small enclosed neighborhood like this, it'll be a good thing to just read all of the people in the neighborhood and just try to be hyper aware of what's happening. This is a legitimately dangerous area to be going into.
So right now, David and Roger are meeting with members of parliament here in Norway to figure out why MKrekar is still living in Oslo and why he hasn't been extradited. And most importantly, what can we do about that?
We have ended up in a situation where we have a wanted terrorist living in his own apartment. He can move freely around in Oslo, and he can do that even though all courts in Norway have said that he's a threat to our country's safety. But the strange thing is that the Norwegian authorities have just negotiated a return deal with the Iraqi authorities, which means that we can return all Iraqis actually to Iraq without any threat of them being tortured or receiving the death penalty. But for some reason the authorities seem to believe that we cannot return this mullah to Iraq.
I just want to make sure I heard it right. For some reason the Norwegian government will be willing to send any other Iraqi back to Iraq, but not this particular mullah.
That's it. And I don't understand why. He is, of course, a potential threat, not only to us, but to other European countries.
Who can we go talk to?
Well, I think the Minister of Immigration Issues should be able to answer the questions.
Sounds like the power to extradite this one gentleman resides in that of the overarching federal government, the current administration.
Yeah. They can do something about it if they want to. Sure. But I don't think they want to.
We just arrived here in Sulaymaniyah in northern Iraq, and it's here that Ansar al-Islam, MKrekar's group, had its base of operations. Our contact is Raj, who's from the security services. He really is the subject matter expert on MKrekar and knows